Hi, my name is Brian Wagstaff, and the purpose of this video is to give a video product review for some of the products from Get Your Marriage On. And to do this, I need to give you a little background about my marriage and sex life. So I've been married for almost 35 years, and for most of that time, I thought that our sex life was really lacking. It wasn't that the sex was bad. It just wasn't as good as I knew it could have been, and it wasn't as often as I wanted it. So it was mostly, or it was around 2 to 3 times a month. But I wanted more than that. And when we did have sex, my wife enjoyed herself, but I could never figure out why she didn't want more. And I just wasn't open and honest, and I didn't tell her what I wanted. I just thought she should know, or I just thought, oh, she should initiate because I did all these wonderful things for her. I was so nice to her today. She should initiate, and things will be great. And that just never happened. In fact, I could count on my hand back in those days, 5 times maybe in our whole marriage. In the first 25, 30 some years or whatever of our marriage, 5 times maybe where she initiated sex instead of me. So anyway, then about 3 years ago, I was looking at my wife's phone, and I noticed that she had some kind of sex or intimacy app on her phone. And I thought, wow, this is interesting. This is cool. I want to learn more. And so I downloaded the app and used it myself. So the two of us were using the app, and it was pretty good, but I still thought it was lacking and could be better. So I went on my phone and started looking for more apps, and I found another one, downloaded it, and we both looked at it, and this one was worse than the first one. But then the third one was the charm, or was the one that really got me excited, and that was the Intimately Yes app from Get Your Marriage On. Dan Purcell, the founder, created the app, and I got to know him a little bit after I learned about the app and learned about his Get Your Marriage On podcast. So anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk about, are some of these products that have changed my life. All right, so the Intimately Us app. One of the things that we have been doing with it is the daily intimacy challenges, and they're a lot of fun, and they give you a lot of good ideas on how to make things better in your marriage, spice things up, and to create more intimacy in your marriage. But the funny thing about those is that we actually stopped doing them once they became habits in our life. So now we don't need the app to remind us to do that, to do those nice things that would make our relationship better and more intimate. But there's a lot of other good things on there besides this. There's some games, some like Battle Strip, Sexy Twister, Connect Foreplay, and we've done some of those fun games. They're a way to spice things up and change things so that things don't get stale. There's some other things that are really good: sexy bedtime stories, sex positions, conversation starters, sex exploration list, and lots of these different things that are really good, and we've had a lot of fun with. One of the things that we've had fun with is the intimacy calendar, putting on our calendar when we have sex, and kind of just watching to see what kind of things we've been doing. There's also a map where you can put all the different locations in the world. You can see a world map with locations where you've had sex, and that's been pretty fun for us too. All right, so the Intimately Yes app also has kind of a companion app that's kind of goes with it, called Just Between Us. And before we got this app, there was no way that my wife would ever send sexy texts or sexy photos sexy videos. She was totally against that because she was afraid of what would happen if someone saw them. And the Just Between Us app is secure and safe, password protected, encrypted, so no one else can get into it. So it is just between us, and so that's been a lot of fun and has been an improvement in our sex life. All right, one of the other things that I've done is a coaching program, a men's intimacy and desire coaching program that Dan has. And I did this about 2.5 years ago, and there was about 12 men in the group, plus Dan, and we would get together one night a week through Zoom and help each other. And the best part about that was just to learn that I was not alone, that I was not the only one going through these kinds of things. I was not the only guy that had a marriage that had less sex than what I wanted. So I was not. I'm not the only person going through that. It's good to talk to other men and also find out that I'm not a sex addict and that I'm normal and that my sexual desires are normal. That was just really refreshing to be part of that group, and I really learned a lot from that. It was great. And I've done a few private coaching sessions with Dan and also with Tammy Camp, who is one of the coaches that works with Dan. All right, so before I was introduced to the Intimately Us app and to the products of Get Your Marriage On, I wasn't open and honest about what I wanted. I just hinted about what I wanted and then expected my wife to know. And I pouted when I didn't get what I wanted. And I thought that I was doing all the right things and that she should just initiate. So now I don't even keep track of who initiates. That's not even a thing anymore. Like I said before, it was maybe 5 times in the first 20 or 20 some 30 years of our marriage. Now I can't even keep track because who knows? It's her one night, me another night. And now we have some kind of sexual play just about every day. It's not always intercourse. It doesn't always lead to an orgasm for either one of us. But every day we have some kind of sexual play going on. And that's, for me, I love it. And it's much better than the way it was before, much better than two or three times a month. And it seemed like the stars had to align for that to happen sometimes, So now it's not that way. And I don't have a scarcity mentality about sex. All right. I've learned how to last longer and to orgasm without ejaculating. I've learned new ways of pleasuring my wife, and she has learned different ways to orgasm. And so now we have extended our love-making sessions, and they're much longer, much more meaningful, much more intimate, much more varied in what's going on, and I just love it so much. And so I couldn't be more grateful for Dan and for all these products from Get Your Marriage On. And one of the other things that we have done is we have started going on multi-night getaways where the sole purpose of the getaway is just to enjoy having sex together. And I love the Intimately Us app so much that I have started giving it as gifts to newlyweds. So, and that is huge for me because I would never have had the courage to do that before. But now, much more open, much more willing to talk about these things, share these things, and I couldn't be happier about all of this. All right, so it's been good, and I enjoyed giving this review for you, and have a good day. Bye-bye.